What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Taylor here, and I know it's a little delayed and after the fact, but here I am bringing you my overview review of the Nintendo Switch. When you get the Switch, obviously it's going to come with the Switch tablet itself. Now this tablet that I'm holding is obviously the Nintendo Switch tablet. Comes with a 6.2-inch LCD screen. Resolution is going to be 1280 by 720, effectively meaning that on the tablet itself, you're going to get 720p resolution. On the bottom side of it, it has the little plug-in USB cable, whatever you want to refer to it as. It's the power source. Looking on the back side, you've got the fancy Nintendo Switch with the little kick-out foot stand, in case you want to set it up while you're playing. On the top of it, over on the left-hand side, if you're looking at the screen, you've got a power button, little toggle teeter volume switches, as well as a 3.5mm headphone / microphone jack. Next to the 3.5mm headphone jack, you can have a little pull-out tab, which resembles kind of like a micro SD slot, which I failed to mention is actually located behind this little kickstand. That's where your micro SD slot goes. But this little pull-out tab right here is where you put in your games. Now, this is one of the games. This is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it looks very similar to a DS, if it'll focus in on that. Apparently it will not. It's focused on my face. But that is what your games are right there. And that just goes in the top little portion of it, pops in place, and you can see a brief little, that's the screen right here. There you go. You have a few options. I'll refer to those options at a later time. Right now it's just going over the specifications, sort of, kinda. On the left, so focus in, and right side, that is where your Joy-Con remotes go, and let's switch over to them. Now I've got the two left and right hand Joy-Con remotes in my hand. You can see that they're obviously connected to the tablet because you can play the tablet from anywhere. It doesn't need to be plugged into a screen. But you got your left and your right, which resemble most other Nintendo devices, the Wii, Wii U. Left has a joystick as well as your directional buttons, as well as on the bottom, which is actually a photo button for in-game. You can actually take photos. On the right-hand side, you have your normal A, B, X, Y buttons, another toggle, a home button, and on the top of both Joy-Con remotes, you have like an L1, R1, R2, L2 buttons on the top, as well as if you're playing with two people, there's these two little SB buttons, or SL, SR buttons for when you're playing with multiple people. You can see that, the two buttons, as well as your indicator light notifying you which player you are in the game. And those just slide into place. Along with the two Joy-Con remotes come Joy-Con wristbands, I think is what they're called. And it comes with two of these. And what it does is when you're playing with another person or whatever and you want a little bit more grip, if you don't have the actual Joy-Con grip, you just slide that into place, and you can from there touch those two top buttons, giving you a little bit more surface space and able to use it a little easier. Now, the same way as in the actual Switch tablet itself, if it'll focus in on this, to remove it either from the tablet or this Joy-Con wrist remote, there's this little button right there. You press that button in, and it should slide right up. Ta-da! Now, included with the Joy-Con remotes comes a Joy-Con grip. This is a standard one. You can buy an aftermarket one that will actually has a battery pack in it. So when you plug in the remotes, it'll actually keep them charged. Now, granted, the Joy-Con remotes have about a 20-hour charge per each remote. So you can effectively get 20 hours or so out of them, is what Nintendo says. Speaking of charge times, the tablet itself, they say gets anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, If you're gaming, which is what you're going to be doing with it, they estimated that if you're playing Breath of the Wild, you'll get 3 hours. Now, I've seen on Reddit feeds that people have gotten a little bit more out of that, but that's what you can expect. And last, if you don't want to play it on a tablet, it comes with the docking station that you slide the tablet right into. And from there, with the plugs on the back, it comes with an HDMI, the power source, as well as another USB with 2 USBs on the side as well. You plug it in, and instantly from there, if it's hooked up to a TV, it'll then automatically switch over to big screen mode, if you want to call it, and you'll get your 1080p resolution on your TV's display. Now, what I want to direct your attention to is the tablet set up on my desk currently, playing some Legend of Zelda. I'm using the Joy-Con remotes in the Joy-Con grip, and I'm playing with no issues off the 720p 6.2-inch tablet. Now, if you want to hook it up to a TV, monitor, whatever sort of display you're going to use, and you have your dock hooked up, you're just going to take your tablet, close that little section right there, place it in, and automatically the switch is now redirected it to HDMI. So switch the input on your display device to whatever it is that you need to use, and you've now got the game set up there. Obviously, the sound is also going to be routed through to your monitor. I don't have speakers on this, but I've now got my 1080p displayed Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game, and I can go ahead and play about at my liking. So there's that.
This town's so